I need to park my car! Parking is a contentious issue on campus, so much so that last November, CNU held a whole focus group meeting about it just to hear people's thoughts about the lack of parking on campus and what we can do. While I didn't go to this focus group meeting, consider this video a response of sorts to it. I'm going to start off by providing some context. Contrary to what you may suspect, I believe, I really don't think we have enough parking on campus. But here's the thing though. We really shouldn't need any more parking than what we have. Theoretically, we have more than enough for the students and faculty on campus. The reality is, though, there are tons of external factors coming into play here into making people feel like we need more parking. Let's establish a few numbers that might help my case. So I took a look at the CNU campus map and counted that there are 37 different parking lots for a campus of about 5,000 students. 37! Now granted, all the lots are different sizes, but 3 of them are multi-story parking garages, so shouldn't that be enough capacity? Next, I did some rough math on Google Earth to see just how much of our campus is taken up by parking. According to our website, our campus encompasses 260 acres within a park-like setting in Newport News. About 28.5 of those acres are taken up by parking lots. Granted, that's not a ton, 11% of the total campus area, but take a look at this map. Barring the spaces between buildings, like the plazas and the greens, the footprints of our parking lots start to look a whole lot more like the footprint of the academic and housing buildings on campus. Just something to think about in the way we allocate our land on campus. Another thing to think about is who we're letting use the parking lots, especially if people think there's a capacity issue around here. Instead of building more parking lots, maybe the solution is lowering the demand. I took a look at the parking policies of every public college and university in the state of Virginia and found that 6 out of 15 banned first-year residential students from having a car on campus. CNU could easily be the 7th school in that list, thus solving the problem by reducing the demand for parking spaces. At least in that way, no more land would be taken up by parking lots and instead could be put to more productive uses. Clearly, there must be a reason why so many people at CNU feel that we need more parking. And truthfully, I get it. We have some great amenities here within walking distance around campus, like a couple grocery stores, some great restaurants, and even a pretty wonderful park. But if you want to venture anywhere beyond that, you're gonna have to get in a car. Let's say that someone here on campus needs to commute to their job at Walmart. First, Godspeed to them. Second, what would usually be a 12-minute drive according to Apple Maps turns into a 22-minute ride on the 107 bus that only runs once an hour, followed by an 11-minute walk from the bus stop to the Walmart. What if that same student needs to commute to a job at Mellow Mushroom, another popular spot around here? What is a 9-minute drive turns into a 28-minute ride on the hourly 106 bus, followed by a whopping 16-minute walk from the bus stop to the Mellow Mushroom after that. Ouch. Getting around Newport News is just half the battle though. What about getting here in the first place? Well hey, here's some good news. Newport News is served by Amtrak's Northeast Corridor, one of the most high-quality, well-connected, and most frequent train routes in the United States. And there's even 30-minute bus service going from the station to campus. So that's good, right? Unfortunately, the truth is a bit more complicated than that. I'd argue that 30 minutes between buses still isn't really good enough to lure people out of their cars, but that could be its own separate video. Hint. While this Amtrak service is great for people who live in Williamsburg or Richmond or Northern Virginia, it leaves out a huge chunk of the state, as we don't have cross-state rail going from the entire western side of the state in Appalachia to over here. Unless you're comfortable with getting on a train, then transferring to a bus, then back onto a train afterwards, which can take a lot of time and is frankly quite complicated, Amtrak service just isn't really that feasible. Finally, there's the elephant in the room that Amtrak service can get considerably less reliable south of DC. They don't have the same kind of operation priority because they don't own the tracks like they do between DC and Boston, so trains can end up getting very late. Additionally, if you wanted to take something like a coach bus, like Greyhound, again, Godspeed, it would drop you off in Hampton, the neighboring city, and then you have to navigate your way home on a set of infrequent buses, and that's just not feasible for most people. I get it. I really do. If you have the privilege of owning a car and you can stomach the parking pass fee, it really makes sense to bring your car on campus so you can get anywhere you want at any time. I mean, I had a car on campus too, and it saved me when I had to commute to Virginia Beach for an internship. So why do I think that we shouldn't need any more parking? I mean, we have all these signs that say that we need more. Well, the truth is, I feel this way because in regards to building places that are better for people and not for cars, we gotta start somewhere, right? See? Just when you thought this video was getting too negative, I bring it home. That's circle of life right there. Instead of just acting in the status quo and what feels right, CNU could instead act in line with how walkable the campus itself is and incentivize other means of transportation around the area. The school could enroll in Hampton Roads Transit's Go Pass 360, which is an annual low-cost bus pass that students and staff could use on any fixed route in the area. Old Dominion University enrolls in the program, so we certainly can too. Having an incentive like that means that alternative means of transportation become a bit more viable for some people, so more people will use them. And the more people use them, the more legitimate they look in the eyes of our elected officials, and that's just how change starts happening. The more people ride, the more people feel that it's necessary to fund, and then the better service gets, and the more people ride, and the positive feedback loop begins. All Hampton Roads Transit needs are the resources and the people, and it could make life without a car a whole lot easier around here. Does it sound like a lofty goal to get everyone out of their cars? Yes, but really, you gotta start somewhere. There are many things that are mainstays in our society today that seemed impossible just a few years ago. So I guess the message is that CNU could be a real agent for change if it doesn't buy into the regular cycle of just tacking on a few more parking lots to satisfy demand. Thank you for watching another episode of Living CNU. I have a couple more videos planned, so stick around if you're interested. Leave your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you in the next one.